Greeny, I don't say this lightly, and Rex and Dano know what I'm about to say is it's a big deal. Dallas Cowboys are soft. And for me to use the word soft, you're basically attacking players' manhood on the field. If you can't win in the trenches, you have no shot at winning in the National Football League. I dare anyone, go look at the film. Just watch the game and just watch what goes on in the trenches with the Dallas Cowboys. They can't move anybody up front on offense, and on defense, they are getting the line of scrimmage is getting removed 3 and 4 yards backwards. And on offense, look, we're seeing all these guys coming free right up the middle on the offensive line. We can talk about coaching and all these type of things, but at the end of the day, these guys are soft. That's the bottom line.
I'm going to be real. It really, really hurts my spirit that I can't sit up here and defend the Dallas Cowboys from getting called soft like they just did. But there's nuance in everything in life. And I told you guys, I made this channel to essentially be the first line of defense for the Dallas Cowboys. I made this channel to course correct the narratives around the team and provide y'all with accurate and objective analysis about our team that wouldn't drive you into the dirt more than you already were getting drove into the dirt by the Cowboys themselves and by the national media. But every now and then, we gotta add a little nuance into this. The Cowboys are giving me nothing to work with. The Cowboys are giving me nothing to defend. In fact, they're giving all of the detractors all the ammo they could possibly need in order to mount a furious attack on the star, and that's what's about to happen. And I gotta be real, it's all deserved. And now, I'm about to give you guys my State of the Star address, and we are about to go down the roster and address every single star player on this team, what their issues are, what they need to fix, and I'm going to keep it unfiltered and 100% real, and I'm going to give y'all some harsh opinions about some of these dudes. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a family member, friend, you work around a dude, if you come in contact with any of these players that I'm about to talk about, and you say, man, look what this guy said about you, they deserve it, or prove me wrong, period. I want to be proven wrong, but prove me wrong, bruh. Prove me wrong. Let's get into this, because, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are soft, and it hurts my spirit to admit that. But before we do, be sure to check out our sponsors, BetUS, America's favorite sports book. You can use promo code YouTube150 right now to get 150% first-time deposit match up to $2,000. Now, outside of that, you can bet on the widest variety of games in the widest variety of ways, whether it be over-unders, point spreads, money lines, whatever you want to do, you can bet that way with BetUS. All I ask is please bet responsibly, and shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Ladies and gentlemen, to just hit the soft theme out the park that we're going to be starting this segment with, Trevon Diggs, you, sir, are first up on the chopping block, because what in the holy hell is going on with you as it pertains to run support? Trevon, I don't know if you're trying to make business decisions out there. I don't know if you're afraid of tackling. I don't know what it is, but you have got to be better at putting your body on the line to make a play for your team. The arm tackling, the overrunning the runs kind of look like on purpose sometimes. The half-hearted tackle attempts, hoping that you can just put a shoulder pad down, not have any technique, not try to wrap up, but just put your shoulder pad down and then get bounced off of by Jahmyr Gibbs. Trevon, your tackling is becoming noticeably bad at this point. You're supposed to be one of the top cornerbacks in the league. But we're looking at a guy who struggles with tackling. We're looking at a guy that's been getting burnt way too much this season, and you were getting burnt yesterday. You were a step slow behind a lot of these guys against New Orleans, against the Lions, against any team with an explosive offense with receivers that can actually get jiggy. Trevon, you're getting burnt. You're supposed to be one of the best corners in the league. You're probably going to be due for a new contract in the next season or two. At this point, the Cowboys defense, the Cowboys makeup, what the Cowboys look like, the soft mentality of this team makes you question whether you even really want some of these players on your team or not. And I need y'all to listen to me very, very carefully when I say that. I'm not saying I'm ready to move off of Trevon, but what I am saying, we have to take our Cowboy star glasses off for a second and really look at these players for what they are as players. Forget the star on the side of their helmet. Look at what these players are doing on the field. Trevon Diggs, you're definitely one of the guys contributing to the soft culture of this team. You don't want to tackle, and because you haven't been covering well, you haven't really been able to give the team your best attribute, which is turning the ball over and being one of the best trackers of the ball in the entire league. But that don't matter if you're getting burnt up, Trevon. So Trevon Diggs, I'm going to be real. You are a question mark for me. I'm not sure if Trevon is the type of player that needs to retire as a Dallas Cowboy, especially if this is what we're already getting out of him after he got one contract. This is what we're getting out of him right now, supposed to be in his prime. I know he's coming off of an injury, but damn, bro, that injury ain't keeping you from tackling dudes, Trevon. So you a question mark for me, bro. Some of you dudes, y'all about to have to earn that respect and getting put on that pedestal of looked at as one of the best and all that adoration. Y'all gonna have to earn that stuff back, bro, because I feel like as a fan base, we allow the star to maybe increase some of these dudes' star power more than what their play actually says it should be, right? So we need to all take a step back, get off the gas a little bit, and at this point, look at the players, because the players getting blown out like they are getting blown out. No other team in the league is getting blown out this way, this frequently. Not even the Panthers, y'all. Not even the Panthers. So the Cowboys allowing this to happen is it's unacceptable. And Trevon Diggs, you're one of the guys contributing to some of the biggest issues on this team, which is the physicality, the mentality, the culture, the heart that the team displays. And running away from tackles isn't showing heart, bruh. Speaking of showing heart, CeeDee Lamb. Anytime it looks like you're not going to get the ball, or anytime you don't think you're going to get the ball, it seems like you mentally check out of plays. You don't run the plays full speed. You don't really try to fight for balls that aren't thrown perfectly for you. And even if the ball is thrown in a position where you can actually catch it as a number one receiver, you're not coming down with them catches enough, bro. You're just not. And in this game, CeeDee wasn't nearly as bad as he's been in the past, but he still allowed that physicality to mess with him. He still got to the point that because Carlton Davis was playing against him physically, he started looking for referee help. He started looking for the ref to call the flag. He started looking for the ref to help him and bail him out. CeeDee, instead, use that extra 15 pounds of muscle that you put on during the offseason and blow that dude off the ball. Make him bag up. Forget it. Take that 15-yard penalty one time for unnecessary roughness or whatever it may be, but set a tone, bruh. Make these dudes afraid to play you physically. Out physical them. Stop permeating that single mom energy, bro. Out physical them, bruh. Pick your nuts up and get on your grown man stuff and put a damn shoulder in these dudes' chins, bro. Stop letting them get so physical with you. Carlton Davis is way too small for his hand fighting and stuff to be bothering you as much as it is, CeeDee. Get physical with these dudes. I would rather see you blowing dudes up out there on the field, knocking dudes out, than to see you hand fighting and looking around for referee flags and stuff when the ball comes your way and you're not in position to try to catch the ball because you're allowing the DB to get physical with you, bro. That's my one thing with CeeDee is just, he seems like he mentally checks out at times, whether it be because of the other team is getting physical with him or if he doesn't feel like he's the focal point of the offense at that time. CeeDee just seems like he can mentally check out at times. Yes, I know he had that great, amazing highlight of him blocking two guys downfield. But y'all know why we made such a big deal about that? Because we don't see that kind of thing from CeeDee often, bro. If we saw it from him regularly, we wouldn't have even noticed it. We wouldn't have made a big deal about it. Like, oh, that's CeeDee being CeeDee. But because we don't normally see CeeDee playing physically, we don't normally see CeeDee doing those other things during the plays, we made a big deal about, again, we allowed the star to elevate the play of the players versus making the players elevate themselves. So CeeDee Lamb, we need more out of you, my guy. Statistically, you're having an okay season. Not really. Your catch percentage is really, really low. You have 55 targets on 32 receptions for 467 yards and 2 touchdowns. You're not getting in the end zone. You're getting decent yardage, but you're not getting in the end zone. CD, he's not the biggest issue. He's not the top of my list, but he's also not just showing me. He's not just showing me that mentality, bro, that I need to see to truly have any type of confidence that he won't get punked, to have any type of confidence that CeeDee is going to be ready and available for you in the biggest games against the most difficult and most physical opponents. Is CeeDee Lamb going to be there? We don't know. That is a problem. As far as other receiving options go, bro, including Jake Ferguson, all of the other receiving options are Jags. They're just guys. I'm sorry. I know as Cowboys fans, we have tried to lift up Jake Ferguson and pretend like he's a top 5 tight end. He's not there yet. He's not getting separation in the receiving game. He's not catching balls at times. And this is going back to even last season. Remember those seam balls that we saw him drop and we figured that he would just get better at this season. Jake Ferguson is not a top 5 tight end in the NFL right now. Jake Ferguson is not even playing as a Pro Bowl tight end in the NFL right now. We need to slow the brakes on Jake Ferguson. There's nothing wrong with him from a physicality standpoint or from a mentality standpoint. I think Jake Ferguson is one of the few guys that you actually have on this team that has the right mentality, that plays physically enough. But I don't think that Jake Ferguson has showed what you need to see to truly believe that he's a Travis Kelce, that he's a Sam Laporta, that he's one of these top-tier receiving tight ends that's a true bona fide weapon on the field. He's not there yet, y'all. Jake Ferguson is not there just yet. He's a good tight end. I'm not saying he's bad. He's a good tight end. That's it. He's no different than a Dalton Schultz right now. He's no different than Dalton Schultz right now, y'all. Let's keep it a buck. Jalen Tolbert, non-existent yesterday. He caught one big pass. Outside of that, non-existent. Kevontae Turpin, he's too damn small. He's too small. You know the one thing that was glaring to me as I watched the Cowboys yesterday is that we have a lot of small, slight receivers. Even though Dak Prescott has typically been the type of quarterback that works best with bigger framed receivers, the Bryce Butlers, the Noah Browns, the Dez Bryants. Dak Prescott has always traditionally been a big body receiver type of guy, and this roster has Kevontae Turpin, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, who's not a huge guy, Jalen Brooks, even though he has some height on him, a little bit of height, he still seems like a little bit of a smaller guy. This roster doesn't have the actual type of weapons and targets that your quarterback works best with. Why, Jerry? Why are we looking at Kevontae Turpin, 5'0" on the field, weighing 100 pounds? He looks very, very tiny, very minuscule compared to everybody else on the field. Why are we depending on Kevontae Turpin to catch dig routes and stop routes and stuff that requires a big body to actually go through and complete? Why are we expecting him to do that? Why is he not running nothing but drags, seams, and go balls? That's all Turpin should be doing, bro. He should be doing anything that makes him stop and go and have to use route running. He shouldn't be using none of that. He should be using his breakaway speed, bro. Why is the play calling not working to your offense's strengths, bro? Why? I don't get it, bro. All right, so that's the receivers. Tight ends, Jake Ferguson is not there yet. He's a good tight end. We gotta stop over elevating these dudes, bro. Fergie gotta earn that respect as an all-pro, Pro Bowl type of guy. He gotta legitimately make the Pro Bowl and not get in based off of injuries and stuff, right? Forget that, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck, man. The running backs, do we have to really talk about that? Ezekiel Elliott going and crying to Popeye, going and crying to Jerry, crying to Mike McCarthy, and then for some reason we see this man out-touch the running back who's easily been the most productive back all season long the next game. That is a problem. None of our running backs are RB1s. None of them. Not Rico, not Zeke, None of these guys are RB1s. There's no reason to talk about any of these running backs because, to be quite honest, I would be perfectly fine if not a single running back outside of Hunter Lepke was on this roster going into next season. That's how I feel about that running back room. Zeke, he don't have it no more. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was trying to, be patient, and I wanted to see Zeke do well. He don't have it no more. Rico, he would be a good backup running back to come in and spell or RB1. He's not a true RB1. Hunter Lepke, let that man play football some more. Y'all didn't use him at all yesterday against the Detroit Lions. Why do the Cowboys continue to do that? Let's get to Big Mike. Big Mike. Every time you find something that works in the game, the next game we don't see it. There's so much I could go in about you that I'm going to have a special video just for you, Big Mike. So you're going to have your own segment. But just know, just for the purpose of this State of the Star, Big Mike needs to go. If you want to hear all my reasons for why I think he needs to go, check out the other video that's going to be on the channel specifically about Big Mike. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. A lot of y'all are going to be really mad at me for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. I'm giving Dak Prescott a pass this season. The only thing I need Dak Prescott to clean up is stop turning the damn ball over in the end zone, Dak. You can't do that. You cannot turn a ball over in the red zone. I can't defend that. It's indefensible because that's a decision being made. That's bad decisions being made many times. That's too much trust being shown in the CeeDee Lambs. I don't care about you getting interceptions. I don't care about you turning the ball over. It's turning the ball over in the end zone. I know you're going to turn the ball over this season because guess what? Dak Prescott is in a position where he's going to be forced to do everything, where he feels the pressure that if I don't make it happen, it's not happening. And anytime a quarterback has to play under those conditions for the entirety of a season, you're going to turn that ball over a lot more than you normally would. And Dak Prescott's in a situation where his run game is giving him 30 to 40 yards some games, and he can't get anything else going unless he makes the plays himself. He's throwing into incredibly tight windows. None of his receivers are being schemed open. His blocking has been porous. There's been dudes in his face over and over and over again on every single drop back. His main receiver quits at times, and he doesn't have any real bona fide weapons outside of CeeDee Lamb. I can't sit here and put the blame on the quarterback. No quarterback will be successful in this situation. There's so many other things that has to get fixed before you get to a place where you can actually fairly evaluate Dak Prescott and whether or not he's impacting this team in a negative fashion. Once you get to a point where your roster is built how Philly's roster is built around Jalen Hurts, where you have weapons everywhere, you have a tight end, you have receivers, you have a running back, you have an offensive line, your defense is the only thing that's kind of struggling. That's when you look at your offense and be like, hey, y'all better fucking play, man. Y'all better play. But the Cowboys nowhere near that. Our offensive line is patchwork. We have no weapons. Our run game is non-existent. Our tight end is still developing. And again, our best weapon is there sometimes, and sometimes he's not. So it's impossible for me or anybody else to look at Dak Prescott. If you're looking at the entirety, the totality of what's going on with this team, you should not be looking at your quarterback and being like, oh, you're the main reason. No. There's so much else wrong before you can even get to the quarterback. From the offensive line, to the run game, to the receivers, to the scheme. And again, we're going to talk about that in a separate segment. But Dak Prescott, in no way has he been set up to succeed this season. In no way. He's not been set up to succeed, and he's not going to succeed, not with the way this roster is currently built, and not with the leadership that's in place with Mike McCarthy running this 30-year-old offense. It's just not going to happen. Dak, you cannot turn the ball over in the red zone. That's the only thing I want to see you not do anymore for the rest of the season, is turning that ball over in the red zone. And just so y'all know, Dak Prescott is essentially completing all the passes that he's supposed to complete based off of what's been given to him. His completion percentage over expected is actually plus 0.9%, which means all the throws that he's made, he's essentially hit the ones he's supposed to make, and he's actually completed a smidget more than what he should be completing because, again, this is the only team in the National Football League that can't scheme guys open, and it drives me absolutely insane, bro. It drives me insane. All right, so Dak, stop turning the damn ball over, bro. Give me something to work with here. You're actually not playing terribly, all things considered. This is probably one of your worst seasons so far, at least by quarterback rating or passer rating. 85.5, that ain't gonna cut it, my boy. But when you look at the fact that he's getting pressured on 30% of his dropbacks, and he's getting sacked a whole hell of a lot, and his offensive line isn't good, no matter what kind of formation you bring out there. How'd the Tyler Guyton benching go, by the way? It didn't work! Throw him back in there, let him get some reps. It didn't work. That was pointless as hell. And then we're not even going to talk about the rest of the defense. Again, I'm probably going to have to do that on its own video, but Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, they need to be benched. They both need to be benched. They're both out there not contributing anything but sucking up good oxygen off that field. That's all they're doing. They're sucking up oxygen and polluting the place with CO2. That's it, bruh, because they ain't doing nothing else for you, bruh. Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, they are liabilities. They are liabilities on the defensive side of the ball. It's time to play those younger safeties. Get rid of those dudes. Trade these dudes. And I'm going to be honest, your quarterback is locked in. He's here. He has no trade clause. You can't get rid of him. Dak is here for 4 more years. Rebuild everything else. I will be completely fine. You rebuild everything else. Micah Parsons, we'll talk about him on his own video. But bruh, this is ugly. We got maybe a handful of players that's worth keeping on this Dallas Cowboys team right now. You're looking at a guy like DeMarvion Overshown. Obviously, Dak Prescott, you got to keep. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb, you pretty much got to keep at this point. Jake Ferguson, I feel like we could kind of get better there. I'm not going to lie, bro. I feel like we can get better there. Tyler Smith, worth keeping. Outside of that, Zach Martin, he's regressed badly. Terrence Steele needs to be replaced. Cooper Beebe, he's been okay. Tyler Smith, been our best offensive lineman easily. TJ Bass, put Tyler Guyton back in the game and quit playing, bro. Yo, the Cowboys are in a bad position, y'all. And I'm going to be real. The way this roster is built, the way this scheme is, I just don't know. I don't know how you fix it. They're 3-3. This is about the record that a lot of people probably predicted that they would be at. A lot of people predicted that they would probably be 3-3 at this point in the season. But they definitely didn't think that we would do it by getting 259 pass yards a game and only averaging 77 rush yards per game. Only averaging 21 points per game. Averaging 28 points against. You're going to lose games. You're going to lose games when that's your lineup right there. When that's your statistical lineup, you're going to lose games, y'all. This has been bad. This has been bad. And the Cowboys, they're in a terrible situation. And at this point, Jerry has to do something. The only good thing about this is the fact that we're 1 game back of first place in our division, y'all. That's it. We're 1 game back in first place in our division. The bad thing is we've given up the most points in our entire division by quite a bit. And it's not even close. We've given up 168 points. The next closest person is Washington, giving up 145. The Cowboys are in a bad position, y'all. This isn't good. And I'm going to be honest, as far as all that positivity and trying to give the benefit of the doubt and stuff, I'm going to put that in my back pocket until the Cowboys earn that again. I'm going to put that in my back pocket, and we gotta approach this stuff with some skepticism. Again, I'm going to keep my promise to y'all. I'm not going to be overly negative on every single thing that happens. I'm not going to try to find the most negative storyline to touch on, but at this point, now we got to start operating within reality a little bit and calling things for what they are. And what it is right now is this is looking like it's going to be a throwaway season. And it looks like there's a lot of players on this team that we've allowed to start to elevate more than they really should have been elevated. And we need to really make guys play, earn back our fandom in a sense, right? We need to make guys, the way that they're playing and the product they're putting out on that field, we need to make these guys earn back our fandom and adoration and all that stuff, and stop putting these dudes on pedestals, because at the end of the day, no, none of us are playing out there on that field, but all of us as Cowboys Nation, all of us, we're embarrassed by this. And this kind of stuff, it just has to stop, y'all. It just has to stop. And I know this was a longer show than usual, but we got time. It's the bye week. We got time. How about them Cowboys? Man.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey!